G'day, folks. It's Richard Joe, CXL Certified Optimizer. And on today's video, I'm going to be talking about how we can enhance our decision making process using the ICE framework for your business. So, if you're struggling to, decide which ideas to, work on in your business, and, we've all got constraints in business and work and life. And usually those constraints comprise of time and other resources like money or people and those sort of things. And whether you're running a CRO team, launching a new product, or managing a startup, making the right call can be paralyzing. And in this video, I'm going to break it down to take the emotion out of it and give you a simple but powerful framework. It's called ICE or ICE, and that's going to help make you smarter, faster decisions with more clarity and less guesswork. So let's get into it. So a introduction to ICE. So basically the framework of ICE is, to give you some background, it actually originated in growth marketing. And for those who know growth marketing from 10, 15 years ago, it was Sean Ellis who actually came up with the term growth hacker, and it's been used in the CRO or experimentation community as one framework to prioritize A/B tests, and it stands for impact, confidence, and ease. And like I said, it's usually used when we've got a within CRO where we've got a whole backlog of test ideas, and it helps us to rank those test ideas and prioritize ones that we should be doing first, and deprioritize those that we should be doing in the middle and last. And that's because we've all got constraints and limited resources. So let's go through the breakdown of each element. And like I said, for all those visual people, it's ICE, impact, confidence, and ease. So basically, what impact is you've really got to ask yourself, like, how much, for say it's a test idea or any idea, is how much will this idea really move the needle if it works? And it can apply to revenue, traffic, efficiency, retention of customers, those sort of things. And let's just say we give that score, out of 5. So 5 out of 5, it's a real game changer. 1 out of 5 is like very little impact. The other one is confidence. And you've got to ask yourself, how sure am I that this will work? How sure am I that this will work? And that's based on things like market research, past results, things you've done in the past, any sort of data-driven stuff you've got in your library, from market data, stakeholder buy-in, those sort of things. And that helps you to avoid the gut sort of feeling trap of, if it's going to work or not. And again, you will rank this out of 5 as well. Out of 5, and 5 would be if this is strongly backed by strong data, and 1 would be there's very little, if any, real data involved or reliable data. Now, the other one is ease, and this is where you ask yourself, how easy is it to implement this idea? Again, how easy is it to implement this idea? And you've really got to think of things like, time, costs, resources, the teams, approvals, red tape, if there's any sort of politics that you need to get over the line, those sort of things. And again, you rank out of 5. 5 being, yep, this is easy. Technically, politically, I can get this quickly over the line. 1 might be like technically very hard, or politically there's a lot of challenges, or the maturity in your organization or financial resources just isn't there at that stage. Um, so I'm just going to give you an example of how this works in a CRO context. And just for those CRO practitioners, experimenters who already know ICE, just hear me out. Like, this can actually help you out, help a business out, or even help you out maybe on an individual, personal level. So it does have broader ranging applications. So let's just say you're choosing between two A/B tests, enhanced headlines, redesigning the homepage, adding social proof on this PDP page or whatever that is. You would rank each of these items using the ICE formula. And that's going to help you to prioritize. So again, for those visual people out there, let me show you this. So this is the ICE. I've got this test here. I'm giving it 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for the I. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 for the confidence, and ease is 5 out of 5. So it's easy, technically or politically, whatever. And let's just say we had a test here. I'm just comparing this to the perfect score, so this is not another test, but out of 5, you have 5, 5, 5. So that's the perfect score, is 15. So this test here, we got 12 out of a total of 15. 15 being 100% perfect. So if it magically got 15, then it would rank higher. In this case, let's just say there were 3 tests lined up and we got 12 for this test. That might rank first or third, depending on the ranking of the other tests. So what we can do is, the next step is, after we ranked our test, what we can do is actually apply ICE to general business decisions. So we can actually show that, and this is to show you that there is, in this framework, there's actually broader application of ICE. And the lovely thing I like about ICE is that it's so simple, but it's powerful. And look, it's not perfect. If you're doing ICE by yourself, it can be open to interpretation and bias. I'll get into that later on. So let's just say a broader business context. Let's say you've got a new product launch. Could be, let's say it's a digital product launch. You're a product manager. You might be asking, should we launch feature A or B? And you've got all these ideas whittled down. You've whittled it down to the last 2, and ICE can help you to understand which feature you should launch. When it comes to hiring, should we hire a designer or growth marketer next? Those sort of things will play into your ICE can help you to prioritize those things. And lastly, obviously, things, I come from the marketing world, so it could be answering the question of, should we run paid ads? Should we double down on our SEO? Should we start a newsletter? Those sort of things. There's so many ideas you can have, but when you apply them in the real world, it all comes down to working them, helping to have a framework to prioritize them within your confines. So let's talk about when and how to use ICE. So just some tips for success. Look, I said it's not perfect at the start. Like, it can be, if just done by one person, it can be prone to bias. You might think, oh, that's easy. That's going to be a 5, when in reality it might be a 3 if you talk to other people. So a good tip is, within your own team or within a team, use ICE with your team in brainstorms or sprint planning. You can score ideas as a group to reduce any sort of cognitive bias, and keep it fast and light. Don't overthink the the scoring of it. Just quickly do it. Like, don't spend more than a minute on each of these letters. Otherwise, you'll just be there forever. It's, again, to help you. It's a framework to help you. It's not the end goal, and it can things can always be iterated on. And a good thing to do is to revisit ICE quarterly or half yearly for to regather your insights and to help you look back at things, and you can be like, well, maybe we scored that wrong. Maybe you need to prioritize this, according to changing business needs. So, just want to encourage you as we come to the end of this video that it's good to start using ICE today for faster and smarter decisions, especially if you're dealing with like so many ideas and you just don't have the time, and it's just going to help bring clarity. So what I've done is I've included a free ICE scoring template in the description, and it's totally for free. What you do is just go to the Google Doc. It should be down below here, down in the description. I'll include it in the description on the comments. And look, if this video helped you out, drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm happy to give more CRO recommendations and business growth tips. Cheers. Bye.